This is CDCI Connects, Issue 16, January 2022. New Year, new hashtag. We believe a new year deserves a new hashtag, and much, much more. We're all going into a year of truly unprecedented change. While the COVID-19 pandemic rages unabated, we're seeing it highlight the holes in our social safety net. To the surprise of exactly 0 people with disabilities, those holes largely exist around our safety and well-being. Now, we've long been fans of the hashtag Access is Love. Popularized by activist and author Alice Wong as part of her Disability Visibility Project, it's a hashtag with reach and longevity. It unlocks doors and pushes people to think and do better. And it is not enough. The rush to lock down while preserving business as usual means that schools, business, and civic organizations all over the world have discovered new ways to open those doors to remote learning, commerce, and participation. And we need those doors to stay open for everyone's sake. Accessibility may be love, but it should also, at this point, be the bare minimum, the default. Long COVID may completely change the conversation on disability, but it cannot eclipse it. People with disabilities are worth protecting and saving, and access to the communities of their choosing should be standard. So we choose instead the hashtag Inclusion is Love. While we fight to keep those doors open, let's do it with open hearts and find comfy, adjustable seats at the table for everyone. We're glad you choose to be here, and we want you to stay. Happy New Year! First story for CDCI Connects this month is The View from the Other Side of the Bed. That's an interview with Rachel Wright. Lessons learned from the journey from medical professional to mother of a child with complex needs. Nurse, author, trainer, and founder of Born at the Right Time, Rachel Wright joined the CDCI's own Pam Cummings for a powerful conversation. They talk about best practices for medical professionals in partnering with parents and families around caring for and talking about children with complex needs. This is a must-watch for families and medical professionals both. You can find the full interview here on our YouTube channel. Turning now to upcoming events. First off, we have Brain Club, stuff in the environment you don't realize is stressing you out. That's Sunday, January 16th at 4 p.m. It is a virtual event and is being hosted by All Brains Belong VT. So this is a session that will introduce everyday processes of sensory processing, explain how this impacts our stress levels and interactions at home, school, work, and in the community, and introduce some strategies for learning to better understand our own and family's needs. Next up, on Wednesday, January 19th, we have Wellness Through Art. That's another virtual event. It's at 6 p.m. Eastern, and it's hosted by the COVID Support Vermont group. Do you find art and creative projects to be a helpful outlet for managing stress? Would you like to learn some simple ways to practice art in your daily life as a way to practice wellness? Join COVID Support Vermont staff and special guest facilitator Jen Berger for a unique workshop on exploring wellness through art. On Wednesday, January 19th at noon Eastern Standard Time, we have another virtual event hosted by the Vermont Continence Project, and that's a Continence Research Brown Bag. This year, we're reading articles relating to parental self-efficacy and or supporting parental participation and success in intervention. TRIPC coordinator Adrian Miao hosts a half-hour chat on this topic as it applies to the Winter Research Review. On Sunday, January 23rd, there's an adaptive cross-country ski open house. This is an in-person event. It is in Craftsbury, Vermont, and it is hosted by Green Mountain Adaptive Sports. Present will be trained ski instructors from the Craftsbury Outdoor Center and other professionals serving individuals with disabilities. They'll provide instructions and support as needed, and there will also be homemade cookies and hot cocoa. That's something you register for online at the link here. And finally, on Tuesday, February 1st, there's a digital access workshop hosted by Inclusive Arts Vermont. Beyond the Physical, Meeting Sensory Needs. In partnership with the Vermont Arts Council, Inclusive Arts Vermont presents a series of workshops using their unique interactive and conversational teaching style. A week after each workshop, they'll host office hours where participants can ask in-depth questions. And again, February's topic is Beyond the Physical, Meeting Sensory Needs. We also have two very important upcoming COVID-19 vaccine clinics. One is Saturday, January 15th. It's a COVID sensory-friendly vaccination clinic in Montpelier, Vermont. It's open to everyone looking for a customized experience to help support folks with anxiety, needle phobia, sensory processing differences, visible and invisible disabilities of all types, and anyone else who would benefit from an intentionally designed experience. And then on Saturday, the 22nd, we have COVID vaccines for deaf, hard of hearing, or deaf-blind Vermonters. That's, again, Saturday, January 22nd, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern in South Burlington, Vermont. There's no registration necessary. Hearing and deaf interpreters will be available on site along with medical personnel in clear face masks as kids 5 to adult get first, second, or booster vaccines at the Doubletree Hotel, 870 Williston Road in South Burlington. And finally, we would like to reintroduce Project Scope Vermont. They are going to help folks get training on supporting opioid addiction in Vermont. Project Scope provides training for medical professionals, supporting young children and for families dealing with neonatal addiction syndrome and other effects of opioid addiction. And I'll let project coordinator Jesse Suter explain more about this project.
Hello, my name is Jesse Suter. I'm the Executive Director of the Center on Disability and Community Inclusion at the University of Vermont. I use he, him pronouns. And I'm also the project coordinator for Scope Vermont, and that stands for Supporting Children of the Opioid Epidemic. The goal for our project is to help providers support young children and families exposed to opioids. Project Scope Vermont includes two main parts. The first is a statewide interdisciplinary team, and the second part is a virtual learning series that follows the ECHO model. Now our team starts with the Wyoming Institute for Disabilities. They created a project called Project Scope to share their curriculum and resources in this area. Our center, CDCI, partnered with the Wyoming Institute to bring those resources to Vermont. In Vermont, we formed an interdisciplinary team to guide this work. So this team is made up of state agency partners, providers, family members, and people at the University of Vermont. They are working on identifying needs and exploring solutions for children and families to access integrated services.
To find out more about Project Scope Vermont, or to join the interdisciplinary team as a medical provider or a family member, please go to go.uvm.edu/scopevt. This has been an episode of CDCI Connects. It's issue 16, January 2022. And remember, your life absolutely matters. Stay safe and keep fighting. You can find out more about the Center on Disability and Community Inclusion at go.uvm.edu/CDCI.